Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Triple Valve Metro and Camel. If you're joining me for the first time, thank you very much for choosing to watch the video today. If you guys have checked out my channel as you normally do, nice to see you again. Anyway, I've been doing some more scenic update work on the layout, but this really is basically overkill in terms of scenery so far. This is the most ambitious project I've done scenery wise, and certainly the most extensive in the last couple of days or so that I've had spare. And I want to share what I've done with you in that time. So basically, this is what I've done. So over in the corner here, I'm not sure if you remember seeing from my last couple of videos, but you will see it. And it's good to look back on past videos as well, because you can see how layouts progress as well. So it's a good idea to always keep a log of what you do in terms of filming. Anyway, enough of that. Basically, the embankment over the back here has gone through some dramatic changes. I've replaced that horrible clumpy lichen that was between the end of the embankment towards the tunnel, and last night I put in some static grass from this area. I'll show you here. So this is where we began with the embankment lichen, and now this is where it carries on now with the brand new static grass. So from this point onwards, oops, stop blurring camera. If we look as a reference point from here all the way along, there's our new embankment. Look at that. Now that is much better. I'll bring the camera up a little bit more, and as you can see, that's all the way up to the wing walls of the tunnel there. And we put some woodland scenic burnt grass, clump foliage as well there in the corners there, and I think that looks much more better. I mean, you can definitely see the difference with static grass compared to different things that you can use, but if you like to use what you use, that's perfectly fine. But I just think mine looks much more better from a personal point of view. Now, just a heads up to you guys and girls out there, I must confess something. I did cheat in that I didn't make this static grass myself. The great thing about it is these days, guys, that you don't have to splash out hundreds and hundreds of pounds on static grass applicators. Now, I know that Knock do the Grassmaster, which is about 120, 150 pounds. And for a lot of people out there, especially the young people watching this video, that's a lot of money to shell out, particularly asking your parents or even saving up for it. It's quite a lot of money. And you can buy a loco or several second-hand locos maybe for that money. So what I did on eBay, there's a seller on eBay called Drax Models, and he or she makes ready-made long or short static grass mats that you can cut to size and apply to your layout or diorama, and this is the result, and I think these look really fantastic. So that's the static grass embankment I've improved last night, and also the tunnel walls, basically the sides of the tunnel walls and the outside bit, I've painted chalky white, or just slightly off white to grey. So that's been painted in now. These were brown, if you remember from the previous videos. And I think they look much, much better. And if some of you agree or disagree, do let me know. Okay, the other major changes also. Yesterday I got a rather large package that came in the mail, or box as it were, carton from Hatton's, and I kind of overdid it on the the scenic material, and I splashed out on some nice buildings, and I got these yesterday. These are from Bachmann Scenecraft. They're modelled on the exact buildings that are used on the Pendon model railway and in the Pendon Museum, and these are absolutely stunning. I think this is called the Wagon and Horses, or the Coach and Horses Inn, or something like that. It's really lovely, and from a distance that looks like genuine thatch roof that you could actually physically touch and feel the straw on there. It's all cast resin, but it's just beautifully sculpted and painted, and these are a little bit pricey, but they are rather nice. So there's one of the buildings there, and the other one is hiding just behind the trees here. I'll bring the camera in so you can see this hopefully. This is also made by Bachmann Craft, based on the Pendon model buildings at Pendon Museum. This is another one of their buildings here, and I think this is fantastic. I mean, look at that. That really is nice. So that lives there. Now, to get the other side of the building shot, I'll do another video with some trains running, and I'll bring the camera around the other side of the layout so you can see those from the other perspective. But in the meantime, that's where they live now, up there, and I think they look rather stunning, sort of nestled in the trees there. And I sort of neglected the space, to be honest with you guys, because I thought this is a nice bit of space up there that we can use for quite a lot of potential, and there's still quite a little bit of room, as you can see, up there for more buildings. So most probably I'll work on something else up there. Any suggestions, drop me a message. Okay, now the other major scenic work I've done, you're going to love this. I can't wait to show you this. It took me a good few days, a lot of patience, a lot of fiddling about, a lot of naughty words. But I'm going to show you what I've done to brighten up this corner over here now. Look at this. Check this out. Right, we've basically got an upper level. As you can see here, I'll bring the camera in. Now I've still got a little bit of work to do on this in terms of filling in the odd tiny little cracks here and there, and just doing a bit more work. These girders are by Wheels, and these are really easy and very nicely to put together. They're a nice kit to actually sit down and fiddle about with and do. They're not terribly difficult and they're quite simple, but they just look really nice. And what I've done with my girders here, I've just added a little bit of rust on the odd little few panels here and there. I'm not sure if you can pick this up at home on your computer screen or your iPad or whatever you want to use. And I also basically used Wheels brick sheets as well for the main construction. The actual deck itself is made out of scraps of plywood and some packing card and the kind of stuff you know when you buy furniture. For example, from Argos, and they give you large furniture. It comes in massive boxes, and it comes with loads of polystyrene and bendy cardboard like packing material, and that's what I basically made it out of. And the main deck itself is a piece of plywood cut to size, and underneath supports are made out of polystyrene blocks cut to size and glued, and then once dry the whole thing put together and glued and allowed to set. And this afternoon I've just finished off doing a little bit of weathering in terms of vegetation there on these new walls here. Again, these are Wheels brick sheets that come in nice little sections you can cut to size, quite flexible. And I don't think they look too bad. Oops, let's come this way. And then on the edge there I've got some ratio green fencing, some more of the Wheels girder bridge kit, and the whole thing really is just put together with bits and pieces of Wheels kits and a few little innovations of my own. There's the Wheels bridge and abutment kit over there, which I put together last night to finish that corner bit off, and we've now got a card kit that's been cut in half living there, and I've also got a little more static grass and some burnt grass from Woodland Scenic to finish off the abutments over there. There's a little bit here and there to fill in, a few little odds and bits and pieces to fill in crack wires and gaps here and there. I'll get around to doing those. I just wanted to sort of share with you what I've done so far. So you've got a little mini high street going on up here as well, and I also used, in terms of pavement or the curbside, what I've done here, I'll try and bring this camera in a little bit better for you. This is Wheels Victorian paving that I've mounted on, again, some nice packing card cut to size and then mounted, and I think that's quite passable. And then just the road surface painted with some faithful grey paint that I've got gallons and gallons of. And I think that don't look too bad. The trees are sea moss trees. I had some spare sea moss trees going, so I made those up. Just sprayed them with round match spray paint, sleeper grind colour, and then dusted it over with woodland scenic blended turf. The buildings themselves, they're mainly a mixture of Hornby scale down, and with the exception of the hardware store at the end by Bachmann Scene Craft. There's quite a nice little selection there. And the main thing is we've got a nice little high street that sits on a deck, when below the trains can run directly underneath there. Now, as mentioned, I've got some more work. I've got loads actually to finish off on this in terms of finishing. I've got to weather the tunnel entrances with a little bit of black colour to simulate grime and smoke and soot. The inside, maybe I'm going to spray black, perhaps, and just add a few little touches more here and there. But the main bulk of it is all finished and glued. In terms of the brick sheet's been applied to the bare surface, vegetation weathering, and just bits and pieces, and the whole thing tested for clearances and whatnot, so trains do pass through there safely and nicely. It's quite nice to actually sit and watch and actually go through another tunnel as opposed to the one tunnel, but it's good because you can still see the trains coming through there without being totally hidden, as opposed to this tunnel, which is the end of the layout there. What else have I done? Oh yeah, over here, zoom out. Where are you? There we go. I put some more static grass down here. Again, this is the faithful static grass mat that came from eBay. It's a fair size mat. I mean, it's enough to cover a loco and a carriage in length, so it's quite long, and it comes in a nice, decent sized square that you can put down as it is, or you can cut the size or mess around with it however you wish to. And I think this is a really nice, cheap, easy way of doing it. It cost me, I think, £12. And that was with postage from Drax Models, which is really, really good. And like I said, £12 is a lot cheaper than, say, £120, £150 just for the static grass applicator, and then money on top of that for the actual static grass and glue and whatnot. So it all mounts up, and I think £12 is a very, very good investment when you can get as much of this as you want. And it comes in a box that you can basically store it in or cut it to size and do what you like with, and it's much more cheaper. As you can see, I've got some of this really good stuff. This is really a good product, by the way. If you want to have a go at building your own buildings or your own scenery, this is the first time I've used this stuff. This is my first attempt at playing with the Wheels brick coloured sheets. These are really nice. They're nice and flexible. They're nicely embossed, and you can weather these and paint them and do what you want to. We've got a new building here as well on the end, which is a police station. So this is where the local criminals are now going to live and be kept overnight and released maybe in the morning if they're good. That now lives there. I'm going to do some more work on that. I've got to put a wall around there, and also some paving sheets there as well. And maybe even the Time Lord himself has taken residence in Bentley Park, all the way from planet Gallifrey. Maybe the Daleks will follow, we don't know. Stay tuned for the next week's episode. Okay, on that whimsical note, that's it. As promised, I will do some more videos in terms of trains running. I know I did some reviews obviously on this wonderful machine, the Del Tipper DP1, and I've got some more locos to review and a few surprises here and there to do, but I will do another video soon of some trains running around the layout and some more bits and pieces. But just wanted to share with you today what I've done in terms of scenery. I hope that you enjoy it, and I will speak to you soon. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Take care now. Bye bye.